for the larger companies, for those public held companies, the PCAOB has new proposals for audit reports. What are the implications, and are there implications beyond just those large public companies?
So I think that it's important to understand, you know, we have a two-tier auditing standard structure in the U.S. Private companies set by the Auditing Standards Board of the AICPA, and which is an independent standard-setting board, and PCAOB, which is public company auditing standards. And then we have global, something called the IAASB, which sets something called ISAs, which are the international accounting standards. And our ASB work and the international standards are very, very close. But in this case, the PCAOB and IAASB are both proposing something that is much different in the audit report itself. And they use different terminology, and they're actually focusing a little differently, but it's both an exposure, and I think the fact that it's both an exposure points to likely change in this area. And essentially what it's saying is, in the audit report, rather than sort of the boilerplate language that we maybe have known to love or maybe known to hate or grown to hate or whatever, that those very difficult audit issues or those very difficult business issues that the auditor addresses with the company, shouldn't they be addressed in some fashion in that audit report? You know, key audit areas and things of that nature, so that a reader can glean more value as to the complexity of the company whose audited financial statements that they're looking at, and what the challenges were for management and the auditor. And again, they're worded differently, they're approached differently, the cutoffs are differently, but thematically it's in that direction, and I think it's likely to be adopted. Now, whether that cascades down into the private company auditing area, I think will depend on what the market response is in the public company area here in the U.S. Do investors see this as hugely valuable? Do you know, be it retail investors or institutional investors, what do they glean from that, and how is it rewarded, and what is the reaction to that? But I would say there's a potential for it certainly to do so when we look at, for instance, the complexity in government reporting today, municipal bonding issues, as just a simple example.